Welcome back. This is our final video on building our Miskoswen horse. Now, if you ever wondered why I call it Miskoswen, that's actually patabotomy for inner strength. And I thought that would be a great name for our horse and for the things that surround us and our girls. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start right with our inner structure of our horse, okay? So remember, you need 4 hangers. 4. All right. Once you have your hangers, you first want to straighten the very top of them. After you straighten them, we need to collapse them. So we will fold that top over so it looks like this. We want to make sure that none of these straight parts, so can you see here where it's twisted? We don't want this to poke through and we don't want this end to poke through. So we are going to use duct tape, which is very strong, to tie it down to the other side. So I've got some strips prepared here and I'm going to start at the end here and just secure it and give it a couple times around, and I'm going to kind of pull it tight because I don't want it to break free. Then I'm going to collapse this and bring the tape all the way around so that it looks like this. Then the next thing we want to do is take our tape and go around this other part, the twisted part, to again make sure that it doesn't become untwisted or pull out. Collapse it and take it all the way around so it looks like this. Then we're going to bend it. You can see this is our leg and this is going to form some of our back. So I'm going to narrow this down, and then you can see I've kind of got a little pointed edge here. And so what I like to do is just take some more tape and pull that in so it doesn't break away with play. And so you will look like this. Then we're going to put 2 of these together and tape them together. It'll look like this. You can see I have an awful lot of tape between the 2. So I have them slightly overlapping, and then I have tape over on both ends, making sure that it's nice and secure. So you can see the ends here and the middle. We're going to make 2 of these because we've got 4 legs. Once we've made 2 of them, we're going to put one set inside the bottom side of our Misko horse because it's open here. We're going to slide it in and push it down into the legs and then put the second set in. Once they're both in, you're going to take another strip of tape and bind the 2 at the top together so that the back stays together during play. We don't want it to separate. Okay, and so that's how simple the inner structure is. Now we need to talk about 2 areas of stuffing. The bottom of the feet and then the face. The rest of it I know you can handle on your own. The bottom of the feet, you're going to pour in your pellets so that it fills the hoof section, and then cap it off with a little bit of stuffing. And remember, when you're stuffing, you're using your stuffing tool. Do you remember making this on our first video? 2 chopsticks and duct tape at the end so that it's soft and it doesn't rip or push through our seams. So we're going to use this and we're going to stuff it, and we're going to stuff it so if you look at this, I can make this really small. We want to stuff it nice and tight, and that'll keep the little pellets at the beans down at the bottom, from coming out while we're doing the rest of our stuffing. So I did a few of my legs, as you can see here, and it gives a really nice, firm look on our legs, and it adds weight so that the horse balances well. Now the second part we need to talk about is the face. You can see I've already done some of mine, but before I show you, I want to also show you the options. Now when you're stuffing, you actually become a sculptor, and there's many different horse shapes that you can make. And so while you are stuffing, you want to also sculpt your horse. So what I recommend, if you've done your unicorn, is first stuff the unicorn. So you can see how mine turned out. And then you want to go through and put your hand around the muzzle and put the stuffing in and use your stuffing tool and stuff down into the muzzle. Why you are going to put your hand around the muzzle is because that allows you to build its shape. So if you can see, there is a nice curvature here through the nose and then underneath the chin, and that's because I was holding it while I was stuffing and putting a little bit of pressure with my fingers across here to keep it narrow while I was filling up the snout area, or the nose area. And then we also have these spaces here, okay, to form the cheeks and the chin area, okay? So we want to put our hands up inside and push down the stuffing down into this area. Now, the thing that you want to be conscious of is which shape am I choosing. So you can see this face is very narrow, like an Arabian horse, very narrow, and some of the others are more wide and full. And so depending upon how much stuffing you put in the head will determine the shape. That means that every horse that you make can look completely different. One more thing that I'd like to point out. When I finish, I like to comb out my mane and I use a straight pin. So I use a straight pin so that I can pull out any hairs that got caught along the seam. And then I just kind of comb it over and make it so that it has a nice soft look. Now, of course, if you prefer to have a nice wild woolly look, you can leave it so that it's not combed over. Or if you've used one of the other options where you've added hair extensions into your mane instead of this fur type, you don't need, of course, to go through that process. So you can see that our horse is very cute. One more thing, I did pin my ears already, as you can see how they're standing up. So all I did was add a stitch to the inside, back here, to hold my ear closer to the head, and then opened them up. And so you can see the personality of this particular Miskoswen, who will also have wings. And since my wings can bend, I can put them in any position that I like. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and we will do this again with another project. Thank you much, and I will see you later. Bye.